Hi, this is Sergio with the RideShare Guy. Today, I'm joined by John Salvucci, who is the Chief Revenue Officer of Stable Insurance. How are you, John?
Oh, great, Sergio. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. So I'm going to get right into this scenario. 4 years ago, I pick up a passenger at LAX. I'm on the Lyft platform. I'm driving him to downtown. I get in an accident. Somebody rear-ends my car. And before I could even grab my phone out of its holder to take license plate pictures or exchange information, this guy decided to run. So now I have a hit and run case in my hands. I have a passenger in the car. Luckily, I was able to drive the car off the freeway, drop him off. And according to Lyft guidelines, I had to notify him of the accident. Within 10 minutes of me doing so, Lyft suspended my account. It's now, I wouldn't call it a deactivation, but now I'm off the platform. I cannot make any money. So fast forward to this conversation. How would things be different if I had a stable insurance policy? Oh, by the way, let me mention this to a lot of rideshare drivers, that you guys have a $2,500 deductible, which I'm sure is not laying around for most of you. So how would things be different, John?
Yeah. And how many days were you off the platform?
40 to 45 days by the time I was allowed back on the platform again.
Okay. And how much do you average a day when you drive?
Depends. I'm a part-time driver, but I probably average anywhere between $80 to $120 a day.
Yeah. Okay. All right, great. So what we do at Stable is we build insurance policies just for rideshare drivers. So we won't insure normal drivers. Okay. All we want to do is be the insurance carrier for rideshare drivers. So what we've done is we built a policy that we think meets all of their needs. So what do? We replace their current personal auto insurance policy with a commercial auto insurance policy. That doesn't feel any different, but what it does is it allows that driver to use their vehicle to generate income with that vehicle, which is what the personal insurance companies, they don't want to get into that space. So right off the bat, you have a policy that you need. And what it does is it satisfies those minimum state requirements. You can buy higher limits if you want, but it ensures that you have the coverage you need to operate that vehicle in that state. And then we also provide all kinds of enhancements that are specific just for rideshare drivers that other drivers don't need. So in that claim you had, which was unfortunate, by the way, hit and runs are the worst because you never have the evidence that you need, and it takes longer to close out these claims because there's all kinds of fraud investigations. So you were out there for 40 days without being activated again. So, but right off the bat, you had a $2,500 deductible that a lot of drivers don't even know they have until it's too late. So tell everybody you know that does rideshare that you have a $2,500 deductible on Uber and Lyft. What we do is we offer an endorsement to lower that. So with a stable policy, you could have had a $500 deductible, right? So right off the bat, that's a $2,000 difference. In your case, I think you're out of pocket $1,900, so that would be a $1,400 difference right off the bat. Then what we offer is a loss of income endorsement. So every day that you're off the platform because of a covered accident, you will get money put into your pocket by Stable. So we put either $30, $40, or $50 a day into a driver's pocket. And you can do whatever you want with that, right? And we do that up to 30 days. So it's not like for the rest of your life, you'll get the money, but for 30 days when your vehicle's being repaired, right? Like you'll get some money in your pocket. And the point there is we don't tell you what to do with it. You can buy groceries, you can pay your rent. You can even go out and rent another vehicle, right? To do rideshare, or you can just put that money in your pocket to help you pay for that deductible eventually, right? That you're going to have to pay. In this case, it would have been a $500 deductible with you. You could have had that paid off in 10 days with our loss of income endorsement, right? So I think that's a huge advantage to drivers. So those are two ways where you would have saved a lot of money right off the bat.
So let me get this straight. So the stable policy that I purchase replaces my existing regular policy when I drive to the supermarket or take my kids to soccer practice, correct?
Yeah.
On top of that, it gives me these benefits that you just talked about, lowering my deductible, TNC deductible, which is for Uber and Lyft, and as well as loss of income replacement. So I just wanted to make sure that I understood that correctly. Am I correct about that?
Yeah. So the easiest way to think about our coverage is our coverage is on when your app is off, right? That's like one of the easiest ways to think about it. So in period zero, for drivers that are familiar with the 4 different rideshare periods, our coverage is primary when the app is off. So when you're driving to the grocery store, picking your kid up at soccer practice, that's when our coverage is primary. In period 1, when you turn the app on, but you don't have a ride yet, Lyft and Uber will cover the liability. But if you purchase physical damage coverage with Stable, we will be on the physical damage coverage there as well.
Okay.
Once you're in period 2 and 3, Uber and Lyft's insurance covers that. But we also have these endorsements that fill the gaps of where Uber and Lyft policies don't really provide all the coverage you need. And I spoke to a couple of those, but I'll walk you through some of the other ones real quick too.
Okay.
We haven't talked about dash cams yet. And that's something that,
I am installing one actually as we speak this week, because we will get to that in a minute, but you go ahead and finish the slide that you're on.
No, so we think every driver should have a dash cam in their vehicle, right? Every rideshare driver should have dash cam for their safety inside the vehicle, but also to have an understanding of what occurs outside the vehicle. And so with a rideshare driver, if they have a dash cam on in their vehicle, we will waive up to $1,000 of their deductible that occurs in period 0, right? So in other words, if you're driving to the grocery store and you get into an accident, we will, if you have your dash cam on, we will waive up to $1,000 of your deductible. So it would make sense for you to purchase $1,000 deductible with Stable and just keep your dash cam on all the time. The big question is, well, what we hear from drivers is, I don't have a dash cam. I'm not sure where to get one or which one to use.
I mean, dash cams are expensive, John. So what's happening here, right? If I'm going to spend $300 to $500 on a decent dash cam, is it worth it, or is Stable going to do something about that?
Yeah. So not only are they expensive, but then your insurance company doesn't reward you for having it, right? So you're out of pocket a big amount, but you're not getting the reward back. So what we do is we offer the ability to get a dash cam through Stable for $5 a month.
That's it?
$5 a month, right? So right off the bat, you're going to save big time on getting a dash cam. We're going to help you get the dash cam you need without giving yourself brain damage from all kinds of decisions and figuring out who to go to, right? You get the white glove treatment from our dash cam provider to get you set up. And it's just an app. So it's not a ton of hardware, right? It goes right on your phone and you begin recording the minute you start driving. So there's like, for someone like me who worries about, well, I'm going to buy this thing, but I'm not going to know how to use it. That's eliminated.
So there is a lot of dash cams, you have to take the chip out, download it to your computer. You have limited, I mean, you have to have technical skills to do this. So what is the difference between your dash cam and the ones that are on the streets these days?
Yeah, all of it goes right to the cloud, right? So there's none of this SIM card stuff or like figuring out, you don't have to email us the video. We'll just have access to it with your permission after a claim. So
because of the dash cam though, so I'm assuming that the claims process will be speeded up, correct?
Yeah, the dash cam, like you said, how many days were you off?
40 to 45 days.
Yeah. So I think a big part of that was probably just trying to figure out what happened in the claim.
Yes.
Right. So with the dash cam, you just have the footage. There's no back and forth of trying to figure out what occurred or who is at fault. So you can cut weeks off of that claim just by providing the carrier, the insurance company, the information that they need to move more quickly. So in addition to saving on your deductible, we also knock 20% off your premium for those drivers that have a dash cam. So if you come to our website and get a quote and you don't have a dash cam, you just check the box that you want one. And then we apply the 20% discount. And at the end of the quote purchase process, you get put in touch with the dash cam vendor who gives you the white glove treatment to get access.
So I'm assuming that 20% discount is way more than $5 a month that you're charging the drivers for, right?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It just you save more than you spend. It's like it's the easiest decision you have to make, and it just exactly the right vendor to use, and it becomes very easy. So I think back to your question as to some like what are some of these other coverages
Yeah.
that Stable offers. We talked about the loss of use coverage. You can pick $30, $40, or $50 a day.
Right.
That gets put in your pocket after an accident. I already mentioned it here. We waive up to $1,000 of the collision deductible.
Right.
If you're in an accident. This gap coverage is something I think every driver should be aware of. If you're putting 50 to 60,000 miles on your vehicle a year, it's very likely that you might owe more on that vehicle than what the vehicle is worth. And this gap coverage fills that gap. It could be a couple $1,000s easily, right? So if your vehicle's totaled, you're going to want to have this gap coverage. And then we have this TNC deductible reduction, right? So we were talking about this. You had, I think, $1,900 out of pocket.
Yeah.
What we do is we reduce that Lyft and Uber deductible from $2,500 down to $500. And I kind of put that down here because technically this isn't our policy, but we provide this endorsement that lowers the Uber and Lyft deductible for you. So again, we provide all the coverage you need in period 0. And then all of this additional coverage that drivers want but don't have on other policies over here.
So I'm in LA, California. Do I have a chance to buy Stable insurance policy in California yet, or what states are you in, and what does the future look like?
Yeah. So right now we're in Illinois. We're launching in Illinois as we speak. So if you are in Chicago or Peoria or any other cities in Illinois, we would love to have you as a customer. In 4 to 6 weeks, we'll be in Arizona. So keep an eye out for us there. And then 4 to 6 weeks after that, we'll be in Texas, which we're excited about. After that, we're targeting Georgia and Tennessee. And then in 2023, we plan on being in California and about a dozen other states. So we expect to grow quickly.
Well, thank you for coming on today, John. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure talking to you as always, Sergio. Be well.
You too.